Former First Lady Sandra Torres took an early lead in Guatemala's presidential vote count after a turbulent election that saw poll workers doused with gasoline by an angry mob. With 20% of ballots tallied, Torres had 14.6% compared to 13% for Cesar Bernardo Arevalo, a former diplomat. 4 hours after polls closed, none of the 22 candidates was anywhere near the 50% needed to win in the first round, meaning that the election will almost certainly head to an August runoff. Manuel Conde, the candidate backed by President Alejandro Giammattei, was in third place with 8.3%, followed by Zuri Rios, the daughter of former dictator Efrain Rios Montt, and Edmund Mulet, another former diplomat. However, the early count is weighted toward votes cast in cities, and the race could shift as more ballots from rural areas are tallied. Polls showed voters are angry about inflation and rising crime. Torres, 67, has pledged to spend more on social programs such as monthly food rations for the poorest families and cash transfers to mothers of school children. Most of the main candidates have pledged to crack down on criminals. Voters are also electing the 160-member unicameral Congress, as well as mayors. The country of 19 million people has one of Latin America's lowest public debt burdens and annual fiscal deficits that rarely exceed 2% of gross domestic product. The country is likely to continue with its investor-friendly policies. Whoever wins the vote, said Eurasia Group analyst Raisa Grays Targo. In Guatemala City, 2 voting centers were attacked with Molotov cocktails. A day earlier, in nearby San Jose del Golfo, buses transporting electoral officials were stopped by armed men who doused some of them in gasoline and threatened to set them on fire, according to a statement by the Electoral Authority. And the workers were rescued by the police, and the Electoral Authority didn't elaborate on the motive for the attacks. Many voters were angry by the exclusion of 3 leading contenders, including an anti-establishment businessman who surged to the top of polls in May. The candidates were barred from running for violating electoral rules on the correct filing of paperwork or by starting campaigning ahead of the official start of the race. And attentionally, safety with Guatemalan dollar bonds have returned 2.3% year to date. The country, which has Central America's largest economy, was upgraded to BB by both S&P Global Ratings and Fitch Ratings this year.